Hey everybody, it's Pastor Ryan here with you. Hey, I wanted to restart something that I used to do a few years back. I did this thing, I called it Message in a Minute. And of course, today's is going to be a little bit longer than a minute because I had to do a little explaining. But I just want to take a couple minutes and recap last week's sermon, just to keep it in our hearts and to keep it fresh and to keep it churning in us so that we can keep thinking about it, keep living it, and keep working it out in our lives. So last week I preached on Romans chapter 12, and it says, "Therefore I urge you, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies a living and holy sacrifice acceptable to God, which is your spiritual service of worship." And the best way that I could illustrate this is to talk about my dogs. A lot of you know I have two dogs. I have a Border Collie Lab mix and a miniature pincher Chihuahua mix. And our Border Collie, when we first got him, was really rambunctious, really active, wanted to run. We used to go for walks, and sometimes we would let him off his leash, and he would just bolt. Absolutely just take off and run. But over the years, as he got to know us and as we got to know him, he doesn't run so far anymore. He doesn't run so far away anymore. He always comes back and checks to see where we're at, comes back to look at us. In fact, a lot of times we don't even have him on a leash. We just let him walk with us, walk around the yard with us, walk out to the car without being on a leash, because we know he knows us and we know him. And that's the way it is with God sometimes in our lives, is that we haven't built a track record with him to learn how to trust him. And the more that we can build that track record, the more we can grow in those things, the more we can grow in our relationship and our trust in God, it makes it easier and easier and easier for ourselves to just give ourselves wholly over to him, to live, to present ourselves as a living and holy sacrifice for him. It's not because he's going to beat us, he's going to zap us. It's because of the relationship that we have with him, by the mercies of God, because we know his mercy, because we know who he is. So this week, as you're going through your week, I just want to encourage you. Know who he is. Learn who he is. If you haven't spent any time in his word this week, open up your Bible. Spend some time with him. If you haven't spent any time in prayer this week, just stop what you're doing and just call out to him and pray. God's got something great for you. He's got something great for your life, but it takes you learning who he is, learning how to trust him, and learning how to give yourself over to him. And then in that, you'll find peace and you'll find joy and you'll find true freedom. So I love you guys, and thanks for listening to me today. This has been a Message in a Minute from Romans chapter 12. Love you guys.